If you want to learn the process to embodying and empowering the feminine spirit, then check out the book, Healing the Feminine Energy and the Wounds of Your Inner Child. All right, so in this video, we're going to give 3 reasons why your man might not see you as being feminine. You're being too masculine as by his perception. Now, the reason I'm going to speak about this is because I recently did some one-on-ones with people, some women who are saying that my man feels like I'm not feminine enough. I'm not in my feminine. I'm too masculine. That's what he says. I don't like it. Can you tell me if this is true? Blah, blah, blah. So I'm just going to speak a bit about that and give you some general tips to help with that. Now, I want you to know this is not for you if you don't yet have a man that makes you feel creates a space in which you can be safe in your feminine energy. That's very important too. So with some of these women that I was speaking to, I was realizing that the conditions that the man has created, whether it be verbally, whether it be physically, or whatever it is, but particularly verbally, right? For these particular women that I was speaking to, the man wasn't creating an environment where the femininity could just flow and flourish. So if you don't have a man that makes you feel comfortable being in your feminine energy, this video is not really going to apply to you, because even if you do those things, he's not going to be able to trigger your softness, your gentleness, your caring side, and all of these things, right? So if you like the idea, like this is for you, if you like the idea of making your expression of feminine energy conscious, you know, because a lot of women say, well, once he creates that space, I would, you know, my femininity will be natural. So really what she's saying is she doesn't want to do any work. She doesn't want to put any effort in to being feminine. She just wants her man to do all of the work in terms of, you know, making sure that he brings it out, he forces it out. And generally, men don't want to do that. Of course, if a man is masculine, it will bring out her feminine energy. But if she makes it difficult for him, that man will just go to another woman, if that makes sense. So this is for the woman who wants to develop that side, because she's excited. She's like, yeah, I want to be feminine for my man. Give me more ideas. I want to know how I can bring out my man's masculinity. And I want to know how to fulfill him as a man in this relationship too, right? Because men have a need to have a feminine woman. So the first reason I'm going to give you is you might be too combative. Now, this is a very big thing, right? Because when you think about masculine energy, it's combative. That's the energy that makes men want to go out to war. It's the energy that makes them want to conquer, right? It's the reason why if you're at a club and, you know, guys are feeling themselves a bit too much, what are they going to do? They're going to fight. You already know, like, if you see certain guys, you're like, ugh. Hopefully they don't meet other guys like them, because their masculine energy is going to clash. So masculine energy does exactly that. It clashes. Now, when it's in you as a woman, it's going to be the same thing. It doesn't matter that you're a woman. The masculine energy is going to clash with each other. So if you're too combative with a man, if you're quick to be triggered, if you're quick to want to be in fights, or let's say he says something that maybe you just don't like the idea of it, and you are quick to go into argument mode. Now, there are many reasons this could be, by the way. It might not just be coming from your man. You might have been through things in your childhood, or certain experiences that you've had in past relationships might actually make you feel that way. So I'm not saying this with a level of or a lack of sympathy or a lack of understanding. I wrote a book called Healing the Feminine Energy. And in that book, we speak about these things where a woman is in her masculine because of certain traumas that she's been through. And that's one of the things that can cause you to be combative. But if you have a man that you have to be combative with, I would invite you to look at it from another perspective. Is this the right relationship for me if I want to be divine feminine? Now, I would say the second thing that could make a man see you as being too masculine in a relationship. So if you have a very strong need to be right there and then, I would say this is going to trigger that combativeness that you have, right? So if you always need to be right, it's just like the idea of being right. Your ego is satisfied by being right on this thing and this thing and this thing, so much so that you pick up on every little detail that he's doing or details of the relationship. Is going to make a masculine man feel very uncomfortable. And what would happen is a lot of times when someone wants to be correct and they have a deep need to be correct, they're going to want to correct the other person very harshly. And if the other person, your man, is a masculine leader, he's not going to feel comfortable being corrected in any harsh manner by his woman. I'm just telling you that because it strips him of it threatens to strip him from feeling like a leader, like a man. If you have a masculine man, that I'm assuming he wants to lead. If he doesn't want to lead, that's a sign that you're not with a masculine man, right? So if you have a big need to be right on everything, every little thing, then no, that's too much masculine energy. What you need to do is just present the information in a different way. You don't need to be right away. You have to stop and think to yourself, is this something that is relevant right now? In the course and the goal of what we're speaking about, or the overall goal of this topic, is it a need to be right on this specific subject? Is it right to be, is it a need to be right on this specific detail? A lot of the time, the answer is no, because when you look at arguments, a lot of people argue over things that are very unnecessary. Like, it's like, what are we arguing about here? Does this even really matter? So I would say just let go of some of these things that don't matter. Now, if it does really matter, that's another conversation for another video. But I'm speaking about these small details that don't really matter that much, you know? So the need to be right can trigger the feeling of him thinking you're too masculine. And the third thing is you don't allow yourself to receive. Now, this is a big thing I see because many men want to give. This is not even a bad thing. This is a great thing for you. You should love the fact that a man wants to give. He wants to pour into you. When you think about the physical expression of the masculine energy and how the sexual expression of it is that a man has a penis and that penis inserts into the woman. And when he is at the highest level of stimulation, what does he do? He ejaculates, right? Now, when he ejaculates, he's pouring into you, he's penetrating. This is a physical metaphor, really, for what is happening on a spiritual and verbal and mental level outside of the bedroom too. So if you have problems receiving outside of the bedroom, it's not going to make your man feel like he's able to pour and penetrate into you. That's what he wants to do. Now, I would invite you to look at it like this. This is a great thing. This is a great thing that men want to do that for you. Men want to give to you. Again, I say this with sympathy and understanding because I know there's certain things that people have gone through or certain thought patterns that have been placed into your head by other people in terms of receiving. So one of the upcoming books I will be doing, because I spoke about this in Healing the Feminine Energy, but I will soon be doing, by the way, I'm releasing the second version of that book, which is called Nurturing Your Feminine Energy. By the time this video comes out, it might actually be out, actually. But the third book is going to be about the softness of the feminine energy. So it's going to be about soft life. And in that, I'm going to be speaking in depth about receiving, right? And a lot of the time when a woman has trouble receiving, it's because she has some sort of trust issues where she doesn't want to just let go and be vulnerable. So I would invite you to look at that because these are the things that can make your man feel like you're too masculine in a relationship. So again, as I said before, it's not really for you if you don't have the right man. Focus on that. And it's not really for you if you don't have the intentions of doing what you can to make your man feel like he's with a feminine woman. I think both of us should, men and women, we should both be doing the work to give our counterpart the experience that is very fulfilling. So anyway, I want to know what you think. So comment down below, let Reemus know, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. More than any other time in human history, a restoration, a repair, a respect for the feminine energy is needed. And if you want to check out the process to healing the feminine energy, then you can check out the book, which is available digitally or in print form.